So that's the song 2. In the project New Psalms, the EP. We went through song 1 in the previous post, the previous video. Now I want us to do song 2, and content is what I'd like to call song 2. I had the idea for content when I was discontent. Right? And I just wanted to, I wanted to write something to ground me, again. There's two reasons why I write. I either write because I'm inspired, or I write to be inspired. So I wanted to write something to, be inspired towards contentment. And, that's why I wrote content, because, there's, how other people are doing when it comes to social media, when it comes to finance, when it comes to, just life in general. And once you start to compare, and it can happen so subtly and without your permission sometimes, once you get into that comparison, or something I like to call compulsive comparison, where it doesn't need your permission, it just happens. Discontentment is usually not far from that scenario. So it was happening to me, and I needed something to, again, ground myself. So I started to write content. Father, daily I'll be seeking to worship you. The word seeking, that's chipped in there, suggests a not a perfect stance, but a one of effort, right? There's a word such as effortive. I don't know. A stance of effort, basically. I'll be seeking to worship you. I'll be putting my mind to it. I'll be pushing myself. I'll be calling my members together, organizing that worship for my life, with my life, in my life, by my life. Right. I'll be lifting my hands no matter what I'm going through. That's just a very supporting line, talking about that effort as well. It's a pledge that I make that I can't even fake. You've been good. So the pledge about seeking to worship him is not a narrative of, oh, you haven't really done anything for me, I'm just saying that because of who you are, I will be. No, that's not what it is. It's actually like saying, even though I know that I'm going to have to be making that effort, it's actually it's an effort, not because you've not been good, but because sometimes I can get very dissatisfied, and basically. So it's a pleasure that I make that I can't even fake, because you've been good. You've actually been good. If I do it, it's justifiable for you, because you've done everything and more to deserve it. You deserve it, you deserve it. For the nights that I slept through and the mornings that I could wake up to. Right? That's just a really cute line, to support the entire direction of the first verse. Right? And then there's a pre-hook that I really love. What more could I ask for? I see favor more than I deserve. Right? I may not have everything that I want, but I'm still blessed. I'll be content. That just really glues the song together. It's like the center is the crux of the song, the center piece. So what more could I ask for? I see favor more than I deserve. Right? I may not have everything that I want, but I'm still blessed. That is so true. So true. And then again, many times I won't feel like it, but singing it helps me ground, come back to reality. But the second verse really the second verse really is something, because it seems okay. Here goes. It goes like, Father, would you show me where you're taking me? Right? I know there's so much more that I can be. Right? So you were just talking about being content. How is it that you're now asking to be shown stuff? You're now asking to be taken somewhere different from where you are. And it's just a really beautiful antithesis because, it suggests that I'll be content because we're in this together. Well, it's whatever it is that I haven't gotten, that you haven't given me, is nothing compared, to the relationship that we have and the journey that we're on, right? So that's what it is. Would you show me where you're taking me, right? I know there's so much more that I can be. So now I'm not talking about what I could have, the things that I do not have that I could have. I'm talking about who I am, who I'm becoming. You say if there's any reason I'm not satisfied, let it be, you know, in the fact that I want to understand my destiny, my identity, my purpose, right? And my gift, right? I know there's so much more that I can be. But whatever you choose, I am yours to use. If you choose to um make things clear to me, fine, absolutely brilliant. But if you choose to, let me wonder a bit, if you choose to let me try things out a bit, let me be unclear for a while, let me have questions for a while, absolutely perfect, beautiful, right? It just suggests that God is ever in control, you know. Um, and our contentment is always faith in that idea of the ever in controlness of God, right? The next few lines sound, very much like a demand, more like a petition, right? Give me rest, okay? From the lies I've created and the ones I've accepted, about myself, right? So, contentment, being content, the whole song is basically a prayer, a prayer that has realization inside of it and also request, right? Give me rest from the lies I've created and the ones I've accepted, from society, the ones I've accepted from, people's opinions about me, but the ones that they are telling me, but are the ones they're showing me, the ones they're not even showing me that I created, you know, out of nowhere, right? Yeah, basically that's the song Content. A really beautiful song. I love it. I'll be playing it forever. Make I ask why I see favor more than I deserve. I may not have everything that I want, but I'm still blessed. And then the second time you hear the hook, I'll be content, it comes with like this dancey groove, which was so beautiful. First time I heard it, I laughed. Um, but then I just felt like, wow, this is amazing. Just so beautiful that we can have a section of the song, where you can step to a little, and just, just get into the vibe of being content, basically.